Pam Bondi has come out and said that there's going to be a crackdown on hate speech. And surprisingly, a lot of those on the right are saying, what are you talking about, you idiot? And agreeing that traditionally there is no hate speech in this country, certainly none that is oppressed by the government, investigated by the government, because it's difficult to define what that is. And quite frankly, most of them engage in it constantly.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of the reason we do see a lot of this right-wing backlash is, okay, we're going to prosecute hate speech. You got a lot of people on the right that are, peddling in hate speech daily. That's how they've grown their audience. That's how they get the views and the clicks. And suddenly they realize, like, uh-oh, if we're going to start doing this, this is going to affect us a hell of a lot more than it's going to affect those on the left. So they are fighting for free speech, but I think a lot of it also has to do with they're fighting for self-preservation, because even they understand that, yeah, Pam Bondi may be calling the shots right now and for the next 3 years, but 3.5 years down the road, it could be a Democrat sitting in that office. It could be somebody put there by AOC, somebody put there by Gavin Newsom, but probably gonna be a Democrat, I think, based on what we've seen so far. And these folks know that what goes around comes around. So, it may be looking good for them right now with Trump in office, but eventually he will be gone. The guy cannot live forever. No human being can. He will leave office. And at that point, if we get a Democrat in there that's doing what Trump did and pledging retribution, it's going to be swift and it's going to be intense and it's going to impact these people who are actually now speaking out against Pam Bondi.
Well, it's interesting because, her whole career has been as a sycophant, has been self-aggrandizement, and this is what, dear father wants, and wants retribution. Of course, the what should have been a private message on Truth Social that Trump later took down, he was directing her, you have to go after my enemies now. This is the time. He named Adam Schiff, as well as several other elected officials that he doesn't like, that he believes should be punished for some offense against him. Certainly this man engages in hate speech constantly on Truth Social.
And he did it this past weekend at the Charlie Kirk Memorial. You're up there supposed to be, almost eulogizing this guy. Sorry, that's a difficult word. But instead, he starts talking about J.B. Pritzker. He starts talking about Jimmy Kimmel. He goes off and he says, I hate these people. Typically not something you hear in a eulogy, but he made it all about himself and used it to air his grievances, as he does almost any time he speaks to anybody about anything. He can take any topic and bring it back to the people he hates. And now that he has the power, and unfortunately he does, he's getting mad that Pam Bondi is not taking action on this. So he's mad that she's not abusing her power the way that he wants her to. And that's how people need to understand what's happening.
Well, and certainly as he continually does, he's creating evidence. So if they do go prosecute Adam Schiff, I can tell you as a former prosecutor, this would be a nightmare, because now you're going to have the directorate from the President of the United States to the Attorney General saying, go prosecute this guy. That's going to be Exhibit 1 in the defense. So any fair, impartial court is going to say, no, this is political retribution. This is prosecutorial abuse of power. And quite frankly, enough for an impeachment in a normal time. This one act, I think people don't realize how devastating and a break from a norm that the President of the United States is ordering the Attorney General to go prosecute his enemies. This is much worse than what Nixon did, which led to his resignation. He was gathering tapes and then deleted the tapes, obviously. Trump is ordering the head of the DOJ, go forth, use the government to get my enemies.
Look, I think a lot of what we see right now is, one, Trump thinks he's untouchable. And honestly, based on his past history, he appears to be untouchable. Because even if the Democrats come in and they sweep next year's midterms and they say, by God, we're going to impeach him, sure, you're going to get an impeachment in the House. You're not going to have the 67, I believe it is, votes in the Senate. We don't even have that many possible seats to pick up. So that's not going to happen. He'll get away again. This presidential immunity ruling from last summer, everything he's doing in office, legal or not, is now legal. And I think that is why a lot of people in the country, one, feel totally hopeless right now, because we know he's going to keep getting away with it. But two, that's why he's doing it, because he knows he will. So he can direct her all he wants, as illegal as it is, because there's really no way to hold him accountable. And by the time he leaves office, I think his dementia-riddled brain is almost going to be at the point where you couldn't even prosecute him if you wanted to, because he's not going to know his own name. Or I should say, that'll be the only word he's capable of saying at that point. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.